You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show.
And off to the races we go. Hey everyone, welcome to another AfterBuzz TV After Show. This is the Shahs of Sunset After Show. This is Season 3, Episode 10, The Buttery Chocolate Croissant. I am your host, Michelle Renee, and I am joined with my wonderful co-host for tonight.
Yeah.
And I am English Cleveland.
Hello, I'm Cortez West.
All right, guys, so let's jump into this episode. I personally have a lot of stuff that I want to say. And you guys made the comment that you weren't too fond of this episode.
I like the end.
The end was good, yeah.
The end was more, to me, like the beginning, it was pretty much just watching them. It wasn't really nothing to jot down.
Yeah, I think a lot of this episode, the beginning kind of led up to the end. It was a lot of small pieces that contributed to, you know, the horse race at Del Mar. So with that being said, the episode opens with Mike and Jessica in bed together, and they are recapping the previous night's
hungover.
Yeah, hungover.
So he was crying, huh?
We didn't see that part though.
I didn't see him cry.
Yeah.
But I saw him angry.
Yeah.
I did. I thought personally that he was lying. I think that, okay, have you guys ever, you know, had that moment, that the morning after when you're kind of like, ooh, I should have done that, and so you kind of like play it off like, oh, I was drunk, I did that, oh, no, I didn't.
Right.
To me, that's what it kind of seemed like he was doing. Like, I don't know. It just was far-fetched. I think that he remembers pretty much how he was acting. I do believe he was drunk, but I think he was just trying to make himself feel a little bit less guilty by just acting as if he was so drunk that he was blacked out and didn't even remember his actions.
What do they say? Blame it on the liquor.
Yeah.
Blame it on the liquor.
Blame it on the goose. Got you feeling loose. Blame it on Patron. Exactly. But, you know, Jessica seems to be a really good girlfriend. And, you know, she doesn't scold him, but she just kind of reminds him of what he did. And,
Because she was trying to put him in his place at the club. Did she, like, grab his jaw? She was like, stop it.
She's like, you need to stop.
Yeah. I like her.
Yeah, what she said that was kind of alarming to me is he made the comment like, oh, I just want to, like, punch them in the face, but I love them at the same time. And she's like, that's how you are with everyone you're close to. And I'm like,
that's scary.
You're close.
That is, yeah.
You're close.
You're close to it. Like, so hopefully that was just a little slip of the tongue there, and there was nothing sinister meant by that comment. But the next scene that we see is MJ, Gigi, and Asa have lunch together.
Right.
And Asa is kind of playing the peacemaker. She brings these two ladies together, not necessarily for Del Mar, but she brings them together more so because she's planning this trip to Turkey, not Iran, because she can't go back. That's questionable. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But she brings them together because she wants to kind of smooth things over. So what did you guys think of this scene?
It was actually refreshing because it felt like finally Gigi and MJ could have some kind of peace, and they cheers, and when she walked in they hugged. They actually brought the same plant for Asa, and so it felt refreshing to see them actually have a common ground and get to some kind of peaceful without like arguing.
Yeah,
I think they both can do that. I just think that once the inebriation starts, they get a little sentimental with each other, and it comes out. And if it's not rectified before the before the liquor, then they both are like, okay. And then any and every little thing that someone says, especially if you haven't rectified it, then it's gonna be okay. What did you say?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
So I think they can't get past it. I just think that they need to get past it before they hang out.
Right.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down, my question to you guys was, after that little lunch apology or, reconciliation, did you think that it would last? And then obviously fast forward to the end of the episode, not so much because we see them arguing again, which we will discuss a little bit later. But what was interesting to me was the role that Asa played, because Asa's never really been one to be in the drama necessarily, but I think she always kinds of just remains neutral and doesn't really say much. And in this episode, she obviously was very vocal, and she was playing the peacemaker more so than just being neutral and not saying anything. And I think that's also interesting because last week we talked about how Mike is normally that person and how now he's being more volatile and he's being more in the drama. So do you think that Asa has kind of replaced Mike in her role as like peacemaker? Because I would say that she has.
Yes, because he also has a little... MJ was upset with him for not letting her eat her buttery chocolate croissant. So, hey, he can't be the peacemaker when two people are not liking you right now. So,
Yeah.
I think at this point, I think Asa has common sense, and she's the only one that's actually doing something with her life. And so I feel like at this point, everyone's fed up and annoyed. Like, get it together. We're all adults. We're grown. Like, I'm inviting you guys to another country to be able to experience, like, a place to even at least see, Iran or whatever, like, to be able to just be close to that culture. And you guys are sitting here arguing over buttery croissants, and you had a cookie yesterday, and you had a bag of potato chips, and I'm counting your calories for you. And then, MJ and Gigi are fighting over... At this point, what are they? I can't even remember. I keep forgetting.
I don't know. Either.
Oh, about Cheyenne and Sean. And it's like, you guys, really, let's go to Turkey and have some fun and eat some good food and, live a little. So I think that's why Asa is being the peacemaker at this point, because she's fed up. But I don't know.
And she wants everyone to get along. But I'm glad my prediction came through from last week. Remember? Because I said,
what was your prediction?
Remember when she hit the head off?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You were like, you think she's going to hit her?
Yeah.
I knew she was not going to hit her back. I knew it. She was just like, MJ is just whack. She's just not. I'm sorry, MJ is whack. It's like, and then she always seemed like she's just so drunk. Even when she's talking, she's just, just dragging.
She seems very sedated.
Yes.
Like I don't
Good word,
know.
yes.
Because when people say stuff to her that should be striking, she's like, well, that's something you need to deal with within yourself then, okay? Like, she's not very, ever alarmed at anything. Like, she's just like, okay, whatever.
Well, she was definitely acting strange this episode.
Yes.
It just...
And her flirting with that weird guy and holding his hand, and
she finally got some attention, so she was excited about it. So for Gigi to make it seem like, oh, you finally got somebody to show you some attention, she felt some kind of way.
Well, anyone would. That's a mean comment.
That's a mean comment. Yes, it is.
I mean, ooh, you finally got some attention, girl, from somebody that's not even that cute. That's so hurtful. Right?
Oh, wow.
Especially when someone's excited about it.
Right.
Way to kill their buzz.
So she's probably insecure because, look how she was explaining about Gigi, how she looked good and she just threw on some, what's that called, a sundress? What is that?
Yeah, like a maxi dress.
And she was like, over it the whole day.
Yeah, she is insecure. I mean, they devoted a whole segment, not really, a whole scene, I'll say, to her trying to pick an outfit and saying that she couldn't find anything to wear and putting on really cute outfits, like stuff that I would wear any day of the week. And her putting it on and being like, oh, I feel fat, I look disgusting, I'm not cute, So I don't know if that was editing or if that was like a contrived scene to try to add insult to injury and make it, even more of a big deal when Gigi comes in this cute outfit and then the whole comment about the flirting with the boys. So maybe that was a produced scene, but regardless, it made her look very insecure. So, I would just say in general, as a person, she's maybe not 100% secure with how she looks.
Yeah, I think this episode, she was very, temperamental and very sensitive, and it all started from her trying on. Well, I mean, the beginning, her and Gigi were fine, and then after she couldn't fit any of her clothes, I just felt like she just became evil. And I mean, I understand because
mad, yes.
no, I understand. Like when I feel like I'm getting ready at times and things don't fit, I'm like, this is going to be the worst day of my life. So I kind of get it, but she just wouldn't let anyone. Like, she just let everyone have it. Like, as soon as they got in the limo, she was ready to go at it with Mike and about her croissant. And then when she got to the racetrack, she was ready to get in an argument that had nothing to do with her. Yeah. So
I'm proud of the growth of Gigi. She stated something that actually resembles me, resembles something I remember about myself, that, you know, it's not fair for her to want to be around her friends, so she makes her changes that she needs to make, but MJ can't. Right. So she felt that it was unfair. You know, if I can control myself and try to, you know, get along with everyone, MJ should as well. And she felt that it was not fair. And I was just like, oh, I feel you on that, girl. I feel you. Because it's not fair.
Right.
You know, if you're trying to work hard to be friends with everyone else and she's not, then okay, then that's her problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that the castmates, I don't know, the way they handle themselves changes from one episode to the next. Because I agree that Gigi was a little bit more calm, cool, and collected this episode. But then, you know, we see in the previews for next episode that she's like screaming, and we've seen her in past episodes.
I think there wasn't enough liquor.
Yeah, she, you know, so it just varies.
There was 2 lot of glasses of champagne.
And a prime example of that is Mike. You know, and Reza's relationship. So let's talk a little bit about MJ and Mike at the office. MJ invites him to Del Mar, and he is reluctant about whether or not he'll go because he knows that Mike is going to be there. No, Mike is reluctant because he knows that Reza is going to be there. So, I mean, I don't think that, I've been always one of these type of people where, like, even if I'm not getting along with someone, I won't allow someone to kill my vibe.
Right.
If I get invited to a fabulous party, I don't care if my, like, worst rival is there. I'm going to come, I'm going to show out, and I'm going to enjoy myself.
And you better show up looking fly.
Yeah, exactly.
So there won't be no talks about. Right.
So whenever these characters have these conversations about, oh, should I go to Turkey? Oh, should I go to Del Mar? Oh, should I go to the moon? I don't care. I don't think that they should let other people affect their decisions, you know, to go somewhere.
Just like the yoga instructor was like, when you hate someone, it's making yourself sick. It's not even making the other person affecting anybody else. It's only affecting you.
Yeah.
And
so you don't get to visit and enjoy Turkey because you're saying you would not go to Turkey with her.
And Turkey is fabulous. They are known for rubies and emeralds that I do love. So, I mean, Asa, I am more than welcome if I can come. I will be on that plane to take anybody else's spot.
Right.
And you guys can come too. I'm inviting you guys.
Okay, right.
She's bringing a plus 2. She's just bringing a plus 2 on a trip that she wasn't invited on.
Right. And we show up with bags and everything, just ready.
Yes.
You ready, Reza? You ready?
And if you guys too want to come, you guys can comment, rate, and go on iTunes and let us know how you feel about our show. Join in on the conversation. Call in, join in, rate on iTunes, our podcasts, and all. So thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
So Mike agrees to go. He does. He agrees to go to Del Mar, and I think, like I said, I think that he should go and have a good time. But I don't think that it is a good time for them to, like, it was kind of presented to him in a way like, come to Del Mar and you'll get to hang out with Reza and y'all will get to, like, smooth things over. That part I didn't agree with, just because alcohol doesn't need to be involved. There doesn't need to be a group of people around.
Right.
It needs to be a one-on-one conversation between Mike and Reza in the comfort of their own homes. At least that's what I thought initially, but then we see at the end of the episode that they obviously made up. So maybe I was wrong in that sense. But regardless, I am happy that he decided to go to Del Mar.
Right.
And then we just mentioned, English, you just mentioned the yoga class. Asa presents to Reza at the yoga class. You know, she tells him about Del Mar, as well as she mentions a trip to Turkey, I think, too, and he agrees to go to Del Mar as well. So those two scenes set us up for Del Mar. And them going. Reza says something that I didn't really get. He goes, "Are you inviting me to Del Mar, or is MJ inviting me to Del Mar?" Did anyone else catch that?
I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was a little. It felt like a little bit of shade in that. Yeah. And I was like, well, is him and MJ mad at each other again? Right. But I don't know.
But did you see how it threw Asa off? She was like, well, I'm inviting you, but we're all going. Yeah.
And then she didn't even know what Del Mar was.
Right. Well, I
wasn't going to call you out, but if you're going to call yourself out.
I knew it was racing, but I was like, oh, so that's why y'all looked at me when I said that. Y'all was just like,
I said, oh, okay. I didn't know it was
Well, I didn't know what type of racing. I know it was a racetrack, but I did not know it was horse racing. Okay, got it.
And apparently neither did Asa, which is fine. It's okay.
It's okay, Asa. It's okay.
But she looked great.
Oh, gosh.
So she knew how to dress.
She knew how to dress. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you said Asa. Yeah. Yes. She's got a body on her, and her body looks very good in the like bodycon, short, tight, fitting right dresses. So I was gonna ask you guys that, like, which. Horse races are very much about the big hats, the cute outfits for the females. Yes. So we saw MJ obviously struggling to find something to wear.
That was inappropriate. I felt like.
So who do you think pulled off the Del Mar look the best? Who was the best dressed female? I mean, I guess we only have two options at this point.
I definitely would say two of them, Reza and Asa. Reza looked like the male should have, a rich male should have been at the race. And Asa looked absolutely fabulous, but she also looked like she was going to church. But she looked good. That was mine too.
I think that Asa looked great. I did not like her hair. I would have preferred it if it were down and like curled. I mean, she obviously doesn't care about my opinion, but I didn't like the side braid. I thought the side braid was a little bit more trendy, whereas the white dress and the big sun hat is more, classy and more traditional. Right. So I don't think the hairstyle matched the outfit.
Okay.
Me, I would say I liked both of them. But I did lean a little bit towards more Asa. It was a little bit daring to wear a white dress. I mean, you're going to a horse track. It's dirty, And I like the whole black and white. But Gigi looked great. That was the best I've ever seen Gigi actually look, because usually she's all over the place. And she actually looked well kept, put together, and she looked great. Like MJ said, she looked like a Victoria Beckham style. So it looked. I give them both props. They both looked great.
Yeah, they both look good. Yeah.
MJ, oh, I feel bad now. No, she looked okay. I think that she should have I don't think that her dress necessarily went with the hat. I didn't hate the dress, but I don't think that dress went with the hat.
And then she had on leopard shoes.
Yeah, she got dressed hastily. But speaking of clothes, Lily, I know we're kind of like jumping all over the place here, but we're just so eager to talk about the horse race. Lily, they have a scene with her donating her clothes
for charity.
She's like, I'm not giving away my Christian Louboutins. Understandable, I guess, but she has a lot of coins, so share the wealth. I don't think she wears my size. I think her foot's a little bit smaller than mine, so it's not really benefiting me. But the same thing with her. About not letting people ruin your fun, because I guess she's not going to Turkey.
Right.
And she's not going to, she didn't go to Del Mar. So I'm a little disappointed that she seems to do that a lot, because she's missing from a lot of group activities that they have on the show. And if she's part of the cast, then why aren't you coming to these things?
I don't think everyone in general wanted her to come. So I think I can feel that tension too. If I go somewhere and someone is like 5 of us and 3 of you all don't want me there, I can feel that. So it's uncomfortable. Because they all said that anytime she goes somewhere and it has to be a step and repeat or anything, she has to take the attention. Right. I don't think she does it purposely. I just think that, maybe she just hot like that, and she just automatically can do that,
I feel like she doesn't know how to handle the pressure and the tension because at the end of the day, they're all more closer to each other. And I feel like
than her.
Than Lily.
That's true.
And so if she comes, I feel like she's undefeated. She's defeated, I should say, because, they're all more together as a family, and she's like the outcast that's kind of a part of the team, but she has her issues and they don't really care about, and I feel like she doesn't want to go to Turkey because she's been over there so many times. Like she mentioned, she goes over there so much. So it's like, what's the point of going with someone that you really don't like?
Yeah, I guess that does make sense since she has been so many times. I agree that she probably feels really uncomfortable, and she's not part of the group at all. And in that case, I think she should maybe not be on the show anymore.
Right. Because now it's just all about my swim line and coconut and her dressing fabulous, which she does very well. But yeah, you don't really hear anything about Lily. Like, her scenes now are very short, and
it's all about her. And I totally think that she could pull off a spinoff. I think that she could support that. I think that people would watch it, especially with her like being single. Like, who wouldn't want to see a show about her dating, trying to juggle dating with a clothing line? I know, if this happens, I want to get paid. You know, trying to juggle a clothing line with dating and with being her fabulous, you know, self in Beverly Hills. But I just don't see how her life right now fits into the Shahs of Sunset.
Right. And the thing is, her character would be great because she's such an independent woman. I mean, she's smart. Has her law degree. She's a lawyer. She has her companies. She has a lot going for herself. And a lot of the times that they do show her, she's downplayed to be like a bimbo and all about her shopping or her dog's birthday party. You know, like certain stuff like that. And I think that her person in general could be more on the show, and she could show, you know, I have this going on and I have this, like, show us how you got that Bentley, you know, show us how
show me, girl.
Show me.
Okay, so I feel like she should make herself more relevant. Who cares about MJ? Like, you have an opportunity to be on TV, and obviously you want to be on, so make it worthwhile. Yeah. Instead of just doing silly little stuff.
Yeah. We do see her in this episode with Asa, though, so that's refreshing. Learning to cook, again, kind of making her out to be this, you know, I can't, it's getting under my nails. What is this called? Chicken
Can I hire someone to do this? Everything is, can I hire someone to do this for me?
But I agree, it did look very disgusting. And touching raw meat, it's nasty. But
so you don't cook?
I do, but I mean, massaging raw meat is like my favorite thing to do, you know?
Got it.
So they have a very interesting conversation about Iran versus Turkey and who can go back and who can't. And we obviously have to discuss, because this has been a huge part of Asa's character on the show. She is the refugee that came over in 1984 with her family. She hasn't been back since, and she can go to Turkey, but she can't cross the border, I guess. Lily comes in and is like, I've been with plenty of people.
know, right?
It's fine. Like, just go, enjoy yourself, whatever. So, whose side are we on? Like, I mean, I don't really think we're experts in this field, but whose side are we on?
To me, I kind of feel Asa's point of view, but I just think that she's just scared. I'm with Lily saying that, you know, it's not like it used to be, it's better, you know, and then her even saying that she has friends that have come over illegally, go back more than once. I mean, that's kind of like, okay, well, let me meet those friends. And then maybe they can persuade me to go. I just think she's scared.
Yeah.
I just think she's scared. But we don't know what a refugee, I don't know really much about refugees from there. So
neither do I.
I don't know.
And I don't know how they would know. Like, I mean, besides the fact that she would have like a 15-person camera crew following her around and cameras in her face, if she were just to go regularly, or to be covered and everything, how would they know that she, because I'm assuming she's a U.S. citizen now. I'm assuming she would, like, is there some kind of list?
Well, I'm sure
that they run.
Well, when you do apply for a visa, you do have to list all the countries that you've been to. And some of the countries, like if you've been to like one country, you can't go to the other one because they're fighting. So I don't know if she's been to like, you know, a country that's at war with where, you know, so I don't know if they scan her passport, or I don't know, but I just know when you are filling out a visa to go somewhere, you do have to list all the countries that you've been to. Okay. So I don't know if that's like a restriction.
I don't know. I mean, I think she's being overdramatic personally, but like I
too.
said, I have no, and I know that I might catch hell for this from the viewers because I have no authority to even comment on it, but I'm going to. I just think she's being a little bit overdramatic, and she kind of is maybe a dramatic character, you know, with all her like, you know, kumbaya and chakras and all this stuff. And I just think that that's become such a strong part of who she is on the show that if she goes and they're like, hey, girl, come right on in, like that's going to blow her whole MO of being this like, you know, refugee.
And why, if she can't go, why can't Reza and all them? Like, have they been there too? Have they tried to go back, or are they? Because Reza does. I feel like her and Reza are at the same kind of feeling about it because he says the same stuff.
Oh, so. Well, I never heard Reza. I never heard Reza say that he was a refugee or his family was involved in some things. But
well, I
just thought he said he can't. Yeah, he can't go back.
Oh, he just never went into depth about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, but like you just said though, maybe it's just because of the cameras. Maybe she doesn't want to make that trip during filming.
But then go. Like, you haven't been since 1984. Don't go with the camera. Like, go.
Right.
Go by yourself. Just try. I mean, if they stop you at the border, just you're like, never mind. I don't want to go. I'm good. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm good.
And I don't
next
know,
year.
because she said her dad was a part of the military or the army there, so I don't know if maybe they have their name on a list.
Right. His family.
I mean, I would kind of be kind of scared, but then Asa is dramatic on the other hand, so it kind of goes back and forth about how I feel about it. I do think she is being a little bit too dramatic. And Lily doesn't know a lot. And she's like, just go. Like, are you kidding me? She's like, you're missing out. They have some good saffron, and saffron is good, okay?
Really? Wow. I'm good.
Well, I mean, based off what we've seen in the previews for the entire season, she goes to Turkey and like looks over the horizon into Iran. So I'm assuming she doesn't go. Maybe.
And it only is her and Reza. So now we see, right?
Oh, you sure?
So yeah, so I guess we'll see. Maybe she's planning a trip now, off season, off camera, and we don't know.
So I think you should go, Isa. Go. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no place like home.
So the next scene we see, which we've already touched on a little bit, is MJ getting dressed. Simultaneously, we see Mike at the package store picking up some Cristal. These two scenes I wrote down unnecessary. I take back the part about MJ getting dressed being unnecessary, but the part about Mike getting the Cristal, he could have just presented the Cristal in the limo. I don't need to know where he got it. I don't need to know his comment about money doesn't matter.
Right.
Because we clearly see that it does.
That it does.
You know?
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I don't think it matters in relation to a bottle of alcohol, but you're, saying how you're going to have to wait to propose to your fiance because you can't get her a big enough ring and it's always money this, money that. So
that comment was kind of like,
get over yourself because we were there. Like we know. But MJ getting dressed, obviously that ties into the entire episode because when they do finally get in the limo, her and Mike kind of exchange words or whatever because he tells her, do not eat that buttery chocolate croissant. Boom. And y'all are shaking your head in disapproval.
Okay. That is the worst thing you can ever say to a woman.
You've been talking
You do not even know. Okay? I'm like, first of all, you don't know what time of the month it is. You don't know a lot. So for you to say that is just putting yourselves in harm's way. And now I think he should never, ever, ever say that to another woman because, I mean, to say to someone, you can't have a chocolate buttery croissant. I mean, just the way they described it sound amazing. I want one. And if he told me I can't have one, I would be mad. And then he's telling her, well, you had a bag of chips yesterday and a cookie. I'm like, well, if you're really her friend, help her. And that's not helping her. That's hurting her because the way that you're saying it is very rude. And he's like, well, you're a big girl.
That was the rude part, I think. Yeah.
I'm like, Mike, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you really stepped in. And usually, like, he's very caring and nurturing and loving. So for him to go there, it's like he has some kind of animosity towards MJ.
It's not what he said, it's how he said it that got me. I think a friend should be able to tell you, baby, you don't need that.
Right.
I think you should be able to say, but it's not. I mean, he said it in a way where it was kind of like, you know, wait a minute, we're on camera still. Like, like, come on, you can kind of tell me on the side,
Right.
But not like the way he did it. And then like for him to give examples and then like really say what you were eating the other day.
Right.
It's kind of like, oh, you watching me?
Right.
She felt uncomfortable, and then plus she's insecure, so of course I can understand her.
And she couldn't find anything to wear right before that.
True.
So
I'm
it's
gonna
just
play
bad
devil's
timing.
advocate because, especially seeing those scenes of her not being able to find anything to wear, complaining about her weight, and then kind of, you know, hating. I don't know if she was hating on Gigi's outfit, but kind of, you know, saying like Gigi looks like Posh Spice and she looks so great, and I'm just gonna kill myself because I look big. Everything. I've been in a situation before where I've had friends that complained about their weight, but then they would like, you know, eat unhealthy foods, and it's like, as a friend, you are kind of stuck in the middle because you see people that are telling you that they want to lose weight, but then at the same time they're eating things that are unhealthy for them.
Right.
So I think if we hadn't have seen all the other comments that MJ made about herself being uncomfortable within her outfit, then I would have been harsher on Mike's comment. But seeing her criticize herself and then having Mike kind of back her up in stating, hey, don't eat those things because you're going to be complaining tomorrow.
But he did. The thing is, I felt like he didn't come from a good place because didn't he say something bad? Like when him and Reza were arguing last week, he said some like kind of rude comment about MJ, and then this week he did say another rude comment about MJ. What did he say? Do you guys not remember?
Well, I know last week he said that MJ was like a weak bitch or something.
Yeah. And then this time he said to Reza, he's like, I'm not MJ. Like he always brings her in it when he's arguing with someone else. And I feel like, why does he do that?
So you think it's deeper than the croissant? You think he was just trying to be mean?
I feel like I don't want you to tell me I can't eat a croissant because you're not coming from a good place. Like if you were actually a good friend and you're like, English, do not eat the croissant, then I'm going to be like, okay. But if it's someone that's always throwing jabs at me and then they're telling me don't eat a croissant, I feel like, are you kidding me? Like those are fighting words now. Now you put the cherry on top and we're going to get it on. So I just feel like he wasn't coming from it was a bad time, like wrong place, wrong time.
So you're saying that what he said was not cool, or?
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily cool because, I mean, it's none of his business really. She's a grown woman. If she wants to eat crap, she can, you know? But I think that, like, I just understand where he's coming from to have to deal with someone that constantly complains about how they look.
Right.
And the viewer actually saw that.
Right.
It wasn't even like we imagined it. We saw her doing that in several scenes this episode. So I get where he's coming from to kind of say, hey, don't eat that because you're going to regret it tomorrow. Right. Now, what English is saying is that it wasn't necessarily meant like that. It was more meant to hurt her than help her, which maybe it was.
Maybe it was. But, I mean, that's how friends are. I mean, like you said, if I watch my friend always complaining about her weight, then I'm going to be like, okay, you don't need that, you know. But like I said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So maybe he said it the wrong way to her.
We don't know because the cameras weren't even rolling during that time. And what I'm thinking is if she really wanted to, like, I don't think it really necessarily hurt her feelings. If someone said something to me and the cameras weren't rolling that really hurt my feelings, I'm not going to hop in the limo and say, guess what he just said to me? He just told me that I was fat and I shouldn't eat a butter croissant. I would go in the bathroom, cry about it, get in the limo and be like, everything's cool.
But she still opened her bag of chips. Did you see that?
Yeah, so I don't think that it really...
She was like,
do you want some?
Yeah.
At least she's nice. She's offering some, sharing.
So I don't think it really hurt her feelings.
right. That's what, like she just said, it was all the other jabs. Like you constantly keep throwing daggers at me. Like, come on. Like, stop it.
So it wasn't even, this whole thing with them is bigger than the croissant.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Not
than
even
the
about the
croissant.
croissant.
Yeah, and the whole title of the episode is about
is
a croissant.
Yes.
Bravo, do better next time. This is a crappy title for the episode. A crummy title, pun intended.
Good one.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Pretty much, okay, they finally get to the Derby. They're in the limo, in a nice Rolls Royce limo. All right, get it? And
Stretch.
what else happens?
MJ is flirting with that guy
yeah.
excessively.
Alec, holding hands and everything.
Holding hand. She's like, he's good for today. And-
Shade.
Yeah, shade. And what else? So they're getting excited about the names of the horses and wanting to
they're
go down and betting.
And yeah, horse. Have you guys ever been to horse races before?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like really fun.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to Del Mar.
I've been to the Santa Ana one, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like I went to another one another time. But it's fun. Like it's
an
Did you sit in the
excuse.
box?
It's an excuse.
Did you sit in the box?
I did not. I did not.
sit in the box.
I was in Gen Pop, but it's a great excuse to get dressed up.
Yeah.
And it's also a great excuse to drink and have fun with your friends, and just it's a very social, fun event. It's like hot outside. It's
You can win
warm.
money.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think adding the kind of excitement of flirting with a guy, I think that's par for the course.
Yeah.
as they say. So I agree. You go ahead, girl. You flirt with him. And I mean, I've been in a situation like that where I'm like, oh, this guy is like fun to flirt with for tonight.
Yeah.
It's not going to be anything
Of course.
serious, but why not?
Right.
Who doesn't like attention?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I think is hilarious is that these people on the show are supposed to have some coins. They live in Bev Hills. They are all doing well for themselves, and some of them come from families with money. But they get around these people that are talking about these $1 million horses and this lifestyle that
Right.
they don't seem to know anything about, and their eyes all light up.
Right.
And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, Mike is forgetting real estate. He's like, I'm going to go into horse racing right now
Right.
because
Right.
he sees how much money they're making. So I don't know. I think they should have maybe, been a little bit like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't show my hand. I don't know what a good expression is, but
Show your
it just
what?
and it just like to me, I was surprised that they were acting that excited about it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, gotcha.
Like
Yeah.
usually we see them being like, oh, well, money doesn't matter and
Right.
this and that. So for
Right.
them to get that excited over like
Oh,
being in a
okay.
box
I think
and
they're
being
just
around someone
excited.
with like millions, like
They're excited about money. I feel like they would be excited to pick up $1 off the ground. Like
Lily would have been bored.
Right.
She'd have been like, oh my God, I got a horse.
She wouldn't have been able to walk down there on the track, which I mean was a great experience. I would love to do that. They were able to walk down on the track and look at the horses and actually, be so close to it. So that was a
Yeah.
great experience.
Yeah.
And they were all excited. And that was like one time, like you could see them all
Right.
smiling, which
They didn't
was
argue
great.
that much. Yeah, that was good. They didn't argue that much.
They argued once towards the end when I feel like they had more
liquor.
alcohol.
more alcohol. Yeah. And let's just go ahead and dive right into that scene.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So I don't really know what started it all. They're all sitting there. What started it? I really don't know.
Reza said something. And
Oh, no. Let's start it here. Mike says to MJ, I got you some sliders. And
Is that what started it?
yes, I feel like they started going back and forth at it. And then Mike and Reza start speaking about their issues, which was very peaceful. And MJ is so mad at Mike that because of his comment, so she keeps butting in to the argument or to the conversation that Mike and Reza are having. And she's like, oh, well, drink a little bit more, Mike. What are you going to say now because of his previous episode of him being belligerently drunk? So she's trying to antagonize him to have an argument. They step out of the room and they actually come to a common ground, and Reza is able to explain to Mike how he feels that he, was abandoned, and Mike says he loves him more than all of this, and they're able to squash it.
Which was cool. I like
which
that.
was good. Yeah,
Yes.
they came to a resolution, which
A resolution.
right. So finally, I'm like, finally some kind of argument comes to a resolution, because they, like, Gigi and MJ are still fighting over something that happened on, like, the second episode. So it's finally good to see, like, someone being at a common ground until they walk into the room again.
But when Reza makes that comment about someone, he just says someone tends to hold on to things, and I think Gigi was like pointing at Reza or something like that.
Pointing at MJ.
You remember?
Yeah, she's like pointing behind her.
Yeah,
she's like, someone likes to hold on. Someone likes to hold on to things, and the whole time, like, Gigi's pointing at MJ.
I honestly need like a flow chart or something to say like who started arguing with who and who. It was just too much, because it started with Mike and MJ,
because he offered
Mike
her
and MJ. Then it went to Mike and Reza. Then it went to MJ and Gigi.
Yeah.
Okay, like
it was just a weird tension in that room.
And what we already commented on how cuckoo MJ was acting the entire day. It just seemed like she was in a very bad mood because she wasn't happy with the way she looked, and her day was messed up from the get-go, so she was going to ruin everyone else's day.
Right.
In that instance, keep your butt at home, because don't kill my vibe.
And especially this is your client, like someone who is very wealthy and that brings a lot of money to you, and you're here at their place and you're arguing with your friends about something that really doesn't matter, and he's able to see it. You think that he wants someone to represent him that is that childish and that immature
in his box.
And you guys are sitting here face to face arguing like two pit bulls over something that's not even that big of a deal. Like at the wrong time and wrong. They always pick the wrong place and the wrong time.
And I thought it was funny because MJ is like, not MJ, Gigi is like, this has been such a posh event. And then she like goes and knocks someone's hat off.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right. Doesn't add up, boo.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Cortez?
No, I was just saying that Gigi was like, I'm not going to hit her. Her hat was in my way.
And I
was trying to get closer. That wasn't a good one, boo. That didn't make sense. Because usually when somebody's trying to take something off, it's like, I'm about to hit you.
Right.
What did on Housewives of Atlanta, she just snugged on her head.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to tug it a little bit, shift it a little bit. Yeah, that's my favorite scene of Real Housewives of all time.
You put my hair straight. No, I did not. I just wanted to shift it a little bit.
Exactly, and that's what MJ is like. You touched me, you hit me, and Gigi's like, no, I hit your hat. Is that the same thing? She's like, both. Well, you know, she does have a point. She didn't technically hit her, but you know, to get into someone's personal space, like I get the arguing. It's all for the show,
right?
But you kind of cross a line when you invade someone's personal space, and you have to be careful with that. People will sue someone in a heartbeat these days. You know, she could say that she got whiplash or something. I don't know. You know, she tugged her hat and her neck snapped. Anything. So you just have to be careful. I think that it's okay to argue maybe, but don't ever really touch someone unless they touch you first and then you're retaliating.
So wait, we didn't see Gigi get back in the car.
Well, MJ's like, we're leaving and y'all aren't. You're not riding with us.
She's like, I'm not going to Turkey with her.
Did MJ get the limo though? Maybe she did, since she kind of arranged the event.
Yes, it was her client.
Yeah, that's why they picked her up at her house.
Oh, well, she might not have a ride then. She might be walking back from Del Mar, and Del Mar is near San Diego, in case y'all are wondering.
So someone should probably go and get her, because she's probably still walking.
Oh, no. Sean?
I'm sure
Sean, you're out there? Sean?
Cheyenne. Either or.
I wonder if she ever got their names confused, because we had the subtitles on the TV when we were watching the episode, and their names not only sound similar, but like have similar letters.
One letter
like,
different.
Whoa, I would totally mess that up. Like Sean, whatever.
Cheyenne.
But I mean, she's a cute girl, so I'm sure she could find a guy easy to give her a ride back to LA.
So now they're no longer friends once again, and she said she's never going to talk to her ever again. Once again, here we go again. So I feel like now the end of the season is going to be all about Gigi and MJ again fighting, just like how it started.
They want to be friends.
They're actually good friends to each other.
They just don't want to be one. No. The other person does not want to be the bigger person. So until that happens, it's going to constantly be a back and forth thing.
So should we get into predictions then? And
yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
I don't know why I just feel like this.
predictions.
So you guys think that the rest of the episode, that is going to be one of the main conflicts, is their relationship?
Yes.
The relationship between MJ and Gigi.
Pretty much. And I think that her sister, what is her name?
Layla.
I think she's playing a big part of it. She likes it. She likes to see Gigi get upset, so she eggs it on. You know, she brings MJ around more and is trying to be, you know, because she was like, why is she here? She was like, I didn't invite her. Well, how did she know to be there? Like, how did she know you were moving?
Right.
Like, oh, she did. She was looking for a house, right?
Yeah, she's her realtor.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think that, unfortunately, this cast has a way of alienating one person at a time, and I think that it may be MJ. I think that they might kind of all gang up on her. I mean, besides Reza, and you know how he flip-flops sometimes. So I think that we're going to see kind of people distancing themselves from MJ and not being as friendly to her.
Right.
Because she's going to be the, you know, odd man out.
I could see that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we do see that. Well, the short
Lily.
clip that we see that it's only Asa and Reza in Turkey. So maybe Asa's fed up with MJ. Which have they ever gotten into anything before?
Who?
So.
Asa and MJ.
And MJ.
Asa and MJ?
I don't think so.
Kind of, actually. Yes.
Last season, whenever they were on vacation, and Asa said she was like an alcoholic or she abused pills or something.
Yes. So they did. So we'll see. I mean, I feel like MJ, I feel like everyone needs a regrouping of themselves and come to Jesus moment and just understand, like, me, I have issues. Let me work on myself before I try to be better or try to be a peacemaker for someone else. The only person that seems like peace is Asa. And so I feel like MJ needs to resolve her issue with Lily. It's over something so retarded. And I honestly feel like she is jealous of Lily because Lily is skinny and she can wear whatever she wants and she's fabulous, and MJ just doesn't get it. She's just like, how is this chick so fabulous and it's not me? And so I feel like MJ needs to just sit down and have a talk with everyone and just resolve all of her issues, just like she did with her mom.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have ever thought her and her mom would have ever been back cool again?
Her mom was a mean one.
Her mom's a tough one. Gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a
I
good
guess,
predicament. I like that.
Yeah. I guess we shall see. Any other predictions before we go? Or
I'm done.
I think it'll be fun to see Asa's art show next week.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for tuning in to our after show, guys. I am Michelle Renee, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Pink English.
Yeah. And you can find me at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Cortez G West.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Or listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.